Guys, I'm finally using Ironvaliant. Shoutouts to everybody that's new to the channel, by the way, or many of you guys may be returning subs from my frequent hiatuses. So many of you guys have been just leaving phenomenal comments. And while I try not to get too high on the supply of a comment, that way you're not vulnerable. If you're like, oh my goodness, all these positive comments, you get a string of negative ones. Oh my god, a string of negative, I'm devastated. So I keep a pretty even keel. But that just lets me know, because I mean, everybody's a person on the other side, real lives, real people, and that's something that where there's 20 views, that's 20 people, 20 human beings. Can you imagine having 20 people show up for anything just for you? Well, it's for yourselves, really. But anyway, we're gonna be doing finally using Ironvaliant today. That's the name of the team. This was an academy team that I just modified. I think every mod is the same. I just modified all the sets because the team was made. Can you believe it's almost been a month since the metagame is out? So yeah, I've always faced it, but I have no idea what its stats are. And if you guys are trying to learn the metagame like myself, it's best to use the mods that you're facing. You have an idea of how much they take from things from first-hand experience and how much they tend to dish out. There's something about that process that just deepens the level of understanding. Very cool electric terrain team, and I know this thing learns a revival move, so we're gonna have to see what that has in store for us. Corbinite's handsome as hell. Yeah, other than Iron Thorns obviously hard walls mean quad resist and can do damage back to me. Then will eventually crit me, though it doesn't have recovery and I do, but you know, it's been reduced, so not reliable. But we do have our boy Great Tusk. Great Tusk with no ground resist. Do I have rapid spin? Yeah, no ground resist. Can quite literally just eat my opponent alive, just straight up. Ironvaliant's fairy typing is phenomenal here. It's just handsome. There are a couple ways we can go about this, but let's do the process. I'm going to start breaking down the process again. So for my own sake and yours, what can he guard against? Can't guard against fairy. Doesn't guard amazingly against fire either. This is the only answer. Gold. Steel isn't the best either. I think he only has one steel resist, and that's Pinchurican. Great Tusk. Roundy doesn't guard at all against. Rotom's core purpose is going to be to help check this. Check this in case it Terra Waters. Nasty Plot, interestingly enough. And Corviknight can sweep, but it'll need some conditions met. So phase 1 is going to be Ironvaliant on a Grimmsnarl. I know this doesn't have good special defense, I've come to learn. I really don't understand the Annihilate Bleed, so I'm going to assume this is like Choice Scarfed. I'm going to get like Choice Scarfed, what's his face? Final Gambited, in which case, so be it. I could go Goldenga, but if that's not the case and he just led poorly, which would really shock me because you know you can't deal with Fairy. So it's okay, Sash is this Endeavor or something? Okay, never mind. I'd never seen this before, so that's actually very interesting. I didn't even know that shit. Actually, I didn't know it got Stealth Rock, but if you were to ask me, does it get Stealth Rock, I would have said no. So now we're dealing with obviously the hazardous times. I'm just debating what, because he has that one move. I'm debating whether or not, like, what his end game will be, right? Like, what is the, because I could switch out here. He's gonna reflect. There's no point. The Grimmsnarl has Parting Shot. But I suppose I could opt for Goldengo and just hazard spam. I mean, not hazard spam. Unless he might have. I ran Parting Shot, but he may have. What's his face? Because if he opts for Pinchurican as he does, you obviously fear Great Tusk. I don't know what he has in stored. I get a speed boost as well, so it's a speed tie at most versus his what's his face? This. And so it's a fairly obvious Great Tusk switch, and he struggles with it. You don't want me rapid spinning. So I'm wondering what his countermeasure to it is. Perhaps this gets Memento. And if he were to Memento, what would he do next? He'd opt for So I think Great Tusk is no drawback unless this gets like Scald or something. So I don't understand. I truly don't, unless this is Terra Ghost. Which, I mean, I could see that being a thing. Okay. I literally was like, this could be Terra Ghost. So Terra Ghost, Hydro Pump, that's how people deal with this. So we can't terrestrialize it anything else. And if I get my Terra, okay. So he got me there. Terra Ghost, interesting. So we Stealth Rock here to prevent any kind of focus sash shenanigans. The way it's looking now, Memento, okay. He still has to kill my Great Tusk. So, Memento. You can't Terra. I hazard control. I think it is better to Earthquake twice. I have 180, still decent damage. No, I spin first. I should outspeed you. Yeah, and you can only get +1. And if I stall out the electric terrains, I can Will-O-Wisp burn you. Yeah, that's still a 2-hit KO. I guess maybe I underestimated this potentially, depending on how much Rotom takes. Because I'll Terra Steel, which should check about anything this could do. The Earthquake again. I do also have Terra Normal. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm underestimating how much this thing can do. I'm trying to stall out the electric terrain turns. I don't have any priority, which he's counting on. If I had the terrain, what I could have done instead, see, Stone Edges, Rotom, I mean, he'd go for the electric stab. So you'd, what don't I need? What do I need to win? I only need my Gallade and my, like if you were to bring something back. Don't need Chiyu. Chiyu loses to everything on his team. So we're not for Chiyu here. Obviously he dies. There's the Thunder Punch. And so that's what I mean. Like, I don't think even +3 Thunder Punch should kill me. This is tricky because if I miss the height, fuck it. Big dick. Stone Edge. Yeah, we hit. Okay, Blessing. So he should go to the Ponot or whatever that shit is called. And yeah, so he used this Terra type to fuck me over, and I used Terra Steel back to fuck him over. It's funny, I was like, I don't know what Terra Steel is for, but this shit sounds lit. It's funny because Rotom terrestrialized into pure electric doesn't have a weakness, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't get destroyed by a neutral hit. What's a weakness to fucking, what's it called, a Choice Specs Moonblast or a damn Dark Pulse from the fish, right? Who gives a damn? That was a very interesting game. I could have played that a bit more cleanly. The Iron Thorns took the EQ a little bit. I still thought it would be a 2-hit KO, but I was mementoed and he had screens up, so I suppose I shouldn't be too shocked, but I cut that a little too close for comfort. What I could have done instead was, I think Gallade with the electric terrain would still outspeed +2. So what I should have done was probably prioritize him not setting up and leave the hazards up, truth be told. I mean, he has a Gallade left and a Ponot. And so even if he had the hazards up, Goldengo, Fish would get punished, but Fish lost to everything left anyway. The bigger priority was to stop that from setting up. But the thing about it as well is if I just Earthquaked, he would have Dragon Danced that turn, and the hazard would still be up, so he'd be at like half of his health. But then he'd have to Dragon Dance again, and I'd be able to go to Gallade and Aura Sphere killing. So who knows? Who knows? Actually, I don't think it ended up mattering. The better play there was to Rapids. No, because I'm expecting it to do half. No, the Terra Steel cut it a little close to comfort, but ended up working out. You never want to bank on like a Hydro Pump or Will-O-Wisp hitting to win a game. So again, probably not the cleanest. I probably should have Thunderbolt so I can hit picks. I was like, I know I'm missing something. Maybe Psychic. Maybe Psychic for like Pex and Moongless or something. We'll see. But in this game, let's see what we're working with here. My Gallade cannot touch his Toxapex, which is a big deal. I actually also can't touch Volcarona, which is a big deal. I'm very Volk weak, but he's very, very, very Corviknight weak. I oscillate between thinking about what I should run Taunt. If I were at Taunt here, if I had Taunt Corv, I think I swept him once he tried to trick me with Goldengo. My only thing with Taunt is that it does give Goldengo the free attack, like that I'm not subbed. How do I want to go about this? What's my best bet is definitely Great Tusk, but Great Tusk doesn't enjoy his team. Terra Water Great Tusk with a bit of hazards goes a long way in this one. So phase 1 is gonna be Rotom. Rotom's a huge issue for him, just annoying as fuck to deal with. And well played, Chiyu is a fucking animal. And for that reason, I'm pretty confident he's gonna try to shut me down with Tinglu to begin it. Not Tinglu, with Xianpao. So Nasty Plot Rotom is actually something I didn't account for. That's very dangerous versus his team. So phase 1 is gonna be Volt Switch. I don't have any special attack investment. This may be packing the. Do I want my Scarf in this game? Not in comparison to what I can get for it, because I know he's Toxic Spiking. This is the most obvious trick. I probably should Shadow Ball him here, but I could also be Nasty Plot, and you don't know. But if, let's say, he goes to Goldengo on me and he's Trick, this is a very tricky team for me to beat, actually. He has a wall to most of my biggest threats, and I don't know how much he knows. So let me think. If does he go? Okay, he goes Tingle, which is what I was hoping would be his initial play. People tend to. That's what I was saying on Twitter. I was like, Goldengo is the new fucking. Goldengo is the new. So this is phenomenal. Ideally, he goes for. Yeah. So now this is a really awkward position for you, because if you go direct, you don't have a proper ground type. If you go to hard Goldengo, I one-shot you. His Miss Magus actually, I just realized I'm hard walled by Miss Magus. That just dawned on me. I have knockoff. If I had knockoff, I'd destroy him, but like I'm actually hard walled by this. That's not bueno. Huh. If the Pex has Haze, recover water move, it's probably Haze. Which means he doesn't have Toxic. Yeah, this is not good. Chiyu. Oh yeah, this. I need to get rid of this somehow. Yeah, this is a very rough matchup for me. We'll make do though. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. Will-O-Wisps. I didn't know he'd have Will-O-Wisps. That's good information. So this is literally there for Great Tusk, which is odd because they almost always have knockoff. So this isn't even that reliable. Does this get Trick too? Maybe Trick is the other move. Trick. Oh, it does get Trick. Yeah, let's try that. Let's trick all these motherfuckers. You'd fear potential Calm Mind, methinks. Well, if the... So what we're going to do is Moonblast hard. He does go hard Pex. Pex, if it has Toxic... If the Pex has Toxic, that means it doesn't have Haze, which is good for Corviknight. So the Pex shouldn't be able to touch Rotom. That's the thing about modern Pex. Poison Jab, shit. This could go a couple different ways. My Rotom is so important. So fucking important. I could Terra Steel, but that's a waste of a Terra. Though he ends up fucking poisoning me, which is a bitch. You don't want to bluff. You don't want to risk me having Thunderbolt. So let me think. You don't have anything for Hydro Pump. So Hydro up here for free. I say, is he recovers. Man, what a fucking hard team to beat. Was crazy. That was a really stupid play on his part. If I had Thunderbolt, I killed his Pex. If I had Thunderbolt there, I kill his Pex. His Pex is his only Corviknight answer. So he shows Haze, which I figured as much. Yeah, we needed taunt, but if I had taunt, the Mismagius would beat me. I need a way for him to. I need to bait him to sack this. I need to bait him to sack this. If I can crit him here, he recovers here. Yeah. Please leave it in like sillily and sack Pex. Man, that would be a fucking godsend. Tinglu probably comes, but the problem is nothing comes in on the Hydro afterwards. This is probably not my ideal way to play around. He has a really difficult team for me to deal with because he has Toxic Spikes. So my Chi-Yu with Trick, but there's no way I can stop Toxic Spikes. And he has the one, if my Donphan wasn't carrying the rocks, it would probably have knockoff, which would mean this game would be over. Like having knockoff on Donphan alone would destroy this guy. Because I Terra Water and I just run through everything else. So he sacks Xianpao. That's if it dies. It's +4. Okay, so Xianpao is going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. As Goldengo makes a lot of sense, but this Volcarona is a huge issue. A huge fucking issue. So I can't even go to Volk. So I have to bait out the Mismagius. Should I have Terra'd my Rotom? Yeah, I should have Terra'd Rotom. That was actually a misplay. I didn't need to be water type. If I Terra'd Rotom, the Pex only has, yeah. I actually threw there. I didn't think about the fact that I didn't need my Terra type. Even if he had the Xianpao, I'm still neutral to Crunch. I mean, you could argue for ice move, but I'm still neutral to Crunch, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. We offer Ironvaliant here. I probably don't die to Shadow Ball, but well, actually, he's offensive. So this is gonna require a miracle. I would need for him to throw here and go Pex. However, he fucking went Pex. If I Psychic there, he's not respecting my Corviknight. That's what this is really about. Damn. That's what this is really about. So what I'll have to do, fuck. Yeah, I don't know if I can beat this guy's team. So I'm gonna go back to Chi-Yu here and hope he goes back to fucking Pex. If he goes back to Pex on some autopilot shit, I got his ass. But Tinglu can Whirlwind me, which is an issue. Now, one upside is that the Pex cannot touch my Corviknight. Oh, yeah, this shit is naturally faster. I mean, man, if I caught it, yeah, I should have went for the choke there. I should have went for the choke because I can't beat this and this sub. It's like some sub. Yeah, I can't beat this team. This guy's 1974. Well, it's good to know that I need to adjust the Gallade. If I Terra'd my Rotom, I don't think I could have lost, truth be told. I need to figure out a way to hazard control though. So he just shot a ball here. He'd never leave the Mismagius in. That would be a throw. Should never leave the Mismagius in. You always go Tinglu here. He does leave it in. Okay, so he actually gave me an opening there. I mean, I could tell based on how he plays that this might happen. Because I know he's going to opt for Volcarona thinking he's won. And there are a couple ways to go about this. I could risk my Goldengo here. My Rotom doesn't have pain split or anything like that. I can't have him quiver dancing multiple times versus my Rotom. So what I'll do is, actually no, I'll be fine. He quiver dances there. What it's gonna come down to is what his fire move is. Because what I should have done there was stay in the shot, but at the same, it's flamethrower, which is actually not a bad thing. I could Great Tusk. My man's somewhat, because I'm max Spadef. I don't know if I get 2 KO'd by flamethrower. It's gonna be very close because I can't Brave Bird if I don't one shot. I don't think I one shot Volk. I need to not get 2 KO'd here. I think with leftovers I might survive. Will-O-Wisp, shit. Actually, I've seen this fucking set before. I've faced this in some low ladder shit. So that's actually really bad. Because now he never gets 2 KO'd. Well, he's probably Morning Sun anyway. Yeah. So this was rough. Well played up my opponent's end. Now he's still risking a lot because if he misses the Will-O-Wisp, now but Great Tusk probably dies. No, if he misses the Will-O-Wisp, he's in trouble. Giga Drain. Okay. I'm actually really. This is probably one of the games I've enjoyed the most in a long time. I learned a lot. I've never seen a Pex like this, nor the Mismagius, nor the. No, everything else. I mean, Abandoned, Tinglu. So also, if we had just terrestrialized the Rotom, sure, you know, Rotom, I wasn't looking at Rotom as a sweeper, but based on the team he had, I didn't think Pex would only have a poison move. I thought they ran that chilling water move, but I guess people are running poison jab now. Not having anything to touch the Mismagius was a big deal. Again, literally, if Donphan had knockoff, that game was a wrap. Or something to touch it. I have obviously Earthquake, and some people run, I think, knockoff and Earthquake or knockoff and CC or whatever. But phenomenal game. I really enjoyed that one. So we're gonna take what we learned in that one. Well, he doesn't even have a lot of the stuff that the last guy had. But obviously, we're in the higher mid ladder, a little above mid ladder, or what's 1800? I guess 1800 is top 100. But I still think you're gonna face generally the same amount of players until you get to maybe 19, and you'll see. But you could see the difference in an opponent that was very comfortable with his team and played it to its outs. So in this game, very, very susceptible to Stealth Rocks, and Fairy Stab is a huge issue for my opponent. As is Chiyu's Dark Pulse. He has nothing to guard against that with Stealth Rocks. So those two are the hardest to guard against for my opponent. Depending on what his Chiyu is, like the Scizor carries a lot of weight. The Make It Rain is a beast. Rotom's gonna be critical for no matter what his Dragonite said. It takes it on. Rotom's amazing. He's handsome. But I think most importantly, maybe Corviknight. I'll keep Corviknight tucked. I don't think it needs to come out this game unless it's like a Choice Spec Escalade. I need to take the Moonblast or something along those lines. But late game Corviknight could pull this off without even changing his Terra type. So the worst case scenario for me would be a Chiyu. Similar situation to last time. This guy doesn't have a Stealth Rocker, so it very well could be a mirror situation as he opts for Scizor. Does he have a Ghost? He doesn't have this could be Boots. Again, he guards horrendously against Chiyu. If he Choice Band U-turns, then I know he's CB. I opt for Chiyu hard here. The primary reason is that Chiyu isn't necessary for... So he's Choice Banded and U-turns. So Chiyu isn't necessarily necessary to win. If he was CB, that's the only way he could kill me, and he'd have to risk the U-turn. Let me think how I want to go about that. That's a big one-shot, but it's not. Chiyu was gonna... It's a max speed tie versus its own. Loses to Ironvaliant. It's nice for Annihilate, truth be told, but I think my own Iron Valiant with the Terra Fairy can do him in. And I knew only a Choice Bandit Scizor would be an issue. Just debating whether or not I want my Goldengo to, because then that opens up his fish. Don't want his fish coming in. I could go Corviknight and sub, but that doesn't solve anything. I could go Goldengo. If I go Goldengo, he never goes for Shed Tail, and likely doubles out to fish. It's really a matter of what I plan to win with. So Volt Switch should break anything he Shed Tails into. So what I'm gonna do is go to Rotom and Volt Switch. If he stays into Knock, it's a little annoying, but as I said, Shed Tails should break. Volt Switch should break the sub of anything and gives me the initiative. If he stayed into Knock there, it would have been a phenomenal play, but a bit risky, right? Especially if I just Volt Switch, I get the same situation. I mean, I'd be really shocked if Volt Switch didn't break Chi-Yu sub. Well, more information, I suppose, is not the worst thing in the world. So if I can't do 25% to a Chi-Yu, wow. I can't do 25% to a Chi-Yu. Which was what I was fearing, right? I couldn't have this being behind a sub. So all that work was essentially for nothing. It essentially was for naught. Is that a fucking HP? I need to learn the spread of that. Volt Switch could not do 25%. Am I the only one tripping out about that? Alright, so I'll have to bank on a lot of things here. I have to bank on him not being these flamethrowers here every time. I have to bank on a couple things here. If he's scarfed, I whack to Rotom. It is what it is. I can win without it. Very, 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 very cool stuff we're starting to run into. So he's scarf. I mean, he's scarf and terrestrializes. Okay. I'm gonna use my Terra type here. But if I'm banking on I don't know how much this guy knows. Cause you see me go to a Donphan, you're like, okay, he's gonna terrestrialize. I mean, I guess even if I do, let me see, CC, I'm facing down Gallade, which does that matter? Terrified. And his scarf. I can't have this around. And I need some damage on it. If not, straight up dead. So that Corviknight can knock him out with Brave Bird. So he leaves it in. It's gonna hurt still. But so the Chi-Yu is dead. He gets to go into Ironvaliant potentially. And at best it's at worst a speed tie. I gotta be very careful about his Dragonite. If it's a standard Dragonite without Fire Punch, then I have the edge there. You never risk a fighting move here. So I know they run Shadow Ball, Moonblast. So this could be... I've seen Thunderbolt variants. This is too important for me to risk. So what I'm going to do is go to my own Ironvaliant there. You would always went to either go to Annihilate to try to stop me from bulking up. I'm guessing this thing is offensive Annihilate. I mean non-sash. I don't know what his rocker is then. It's hard to say. But it seems my Corviknight has the advantage versus his Gallade. There's still a lot of data I don't have. And depending on what his Dragonite is, my Rotom can just Will-O-Wisp it anyway. So Scizor comes in. He always bullet punches here. Actually, he's not bullet punching. Oh, he's not bullet punching, but I'm debating whether or not it's a gamble. If his Rotom is, I guess it did. I guess it went through. I didn't expect him to bullet punch there. I personally wouldn't have bullet punched. Obviously, you don't want Gallade. Okay, it gives me, which is odd, unless he's like, fuck it, we're gonna play the speed type game because he's mad Iron Valiant weak. I've already used my Terra type, so he doesn't have that to fear. It's probably a bulk up Nape, the way he's playing it. But again, I guess he's just like, fuck it, there's no rocks. The only reason I'm thinking about rocks is because of the first game. So if he goes Iron Valiant, he's like, fuck it, I can't beat this thing. So that gives me a lot of information. I'm not going to just risk the speed tie here because it's not necessary right now. If I lose the speed tie, his Annihilate gets a lot of leverage, a lot of wiggle room for no reason. Come on. No, it doesn't matter. Special attack. But if you got a special defense drop, boys, we out of here. So we bulk up here always. If Annihilate comes in, you always go hard. And Iron Valiant. He either taunts or Rage Fists hard. But the problem with Rage Fisting is that I just bulk up and destroy you. I also could, no, you always go for guard. So he is rocks. So this probably can't touch my Corviknight then. It's probably some sash shit. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this. Maybe it's not sashed. Because it is the rock set. I don't know what the rock sets run. I expected Endeavor the last time. So yeah, the higher up we get, we're running into more things that I haven't faced before. And it's funny, I was talking to someone I was training, and it was like one of the biggest things you'll encounter. Okay, so it wasn't Sash, which is why he went hard Iron Valiant. So he's gonna go hard Iron Valiant and reach the speed tie again. I suppose there's no reason not to risk it now. The worst case scenario would be him calm minding and me losing the speed tie. Then what variants of Dragonite could be a problem? Dragonite's Fire Punch could be. Let's just win the speed tie. So he doubles out, anticipating my Corviknight so he can shed. I don't disagree with that play. I think at this point, because you're banking on speed tie, Iron Valiant, it has to go that way. Now I could sack Great Tusk. The problem is that Corviknight doesn't get one shot. Corviknight doesn't one shot, so we're gonna just win the tie. He doubles out as he should. He has to. Well, I don't know what he was expecting on that one. Unless this has Fire Punch. And it's funny because it's still not over. It's still not over. Shadow Balls. So maybe he was Scarf? No, he couldn't have been. He might have been Scarfed, actually. The fact that he Shadow Ball locked there instead of Moon Blasting, I don't understand it. So maybe Scarf, maybe my own ignorance is what prevailed there, allowed me to. Perhaps Scarf is a thing. We're about to find out. So we'll grab one last one. And if Scarf is a thing, let me know in the comments down below. I have never seen a Scarf variant. I don't care if I would have just lost to a Scarf variant and thinking it was a speed tie. Not a problem here. Because one, I mean, how am I going to learn the metagame and all the possible combinations if I don't lose to them, or at least face them? I guess I don't have to lose to them, I can solve them. But yeah, puts us at what, 18-10. Chiyu is a fucking animal with rocks. Rocks and Chiyu are friends. Rocks and Chiyu are friends. I gotta be mindful of this thing right here, though. So if it's Bandit, we want Rocks Up Pronto. What do we get Rocks Up versus? You get Rocks Up versus, you know what's fucking handsome? Rotom. Rotom Terrad beats Clodsire. Do I have any knockoff users? No. If I can trick Clodsire, Rotom wins the game by itself. Low key. It's impossible for him to beat. Rocks plus trick Clodsire. Rocks plus trick Clodsire. What am I getting Rocks Up versus? Corviknight. Corviknight can't defog. So he's gonna try to stop Rocks by all means necessary. So let's look. Corviknight's not winning with Dondozo on the team. And he has the Dragapult, which can infiltrate. Though I could, terrestrialize and whatnot, but more so because of the Dondozo. Yeah. So phase 1's Ironvaliant. So we're gonna get the Rotom's so good that I'm willing to. I'm not sweeping with the Ironvaliant with the choice specs. You may get Rocks Up, so be it. He struggles with Rock Fire. The thing I was somewhat concerned about was the Black Sludge. He doesn't have. Okay. So this is not. I'd have rather Clodsire get the choice scarf, the choice spec. Now this helps with Great Tusk because now once I get these Rocks Up, it's a bloodbath. In no reality in life ever does he not U-turn. I'm staring down Chiyu, so we want some damage. Moonblast in a U-turn leaves him at about what 35%. Well, that leaves him at 35% because what we're banking on here. Let me see now U-turn. Actually, I actually did more than that. I did 40%. We want Dragapult in. It's very odd he went Pult. I know Specs Shadow Ball does me in. I'm debating whether or not I want Chiyu to take any damage from this. He could also be banded, but only banded Terra Blast would knock me out. So only a Ghost move would do me in. Chiyu's just so good. I don't need Ironvaliant. It's a relative. I mean, the only way he knocked me out if he made a bold read in Draco. Yeah, Terra Ghost. It's physical. Okay. Sheesh, that's a problem. I bluff Choice Scarf though. So, worst case, we bluff Choice Scarf. Starts fearing Chiyu, opts for Clodsire. My Chiyu's too important. I'm not sacking it here. The Dondozo can be an issue if I do that. Yeah, Dondozo could definitely be an issue if I'm not careful with this. So if you're fearing Choice Scarf, you Clodsire, but I get. So with Ironvaliant, so there's a Clodsire because you fear Choice Scarf, as I said. And now I opt for Great Tusk. Not ideal. You actually Toxics, which is better for me because you force the Corviknight, right? And I get to Goldengo. And Goldengo positionally is amazing. I'm surprised he defogged there. Maybe he didn't see the Goldengo. Because now I Shadow Ball and you have no solution. No, I trick Clodsire here. I want Clodsire tricked. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. Now I'm Black Sludge, which is a little annoying, but opt for Great Tusk. That's if he wants to Shadow Ball lock. Those rocks are gonna go a long way. His will. But then he has to make a prediction. Do you go to Dragapult, predicting me to Rapid Spin? So there comes the Stealth Rock. So it's like, okay, am I willing to risk my Dragapult? Him Toxicking me matters a lot. This was really important. He has a Dondozo. So Corviknight obviously would make the most sense. Let me think. If he Dragapults versus Corviknight, if I Earthquake and he goes Corviknight, Corviknight's still alive and the rocks are still up. So it's actually a better case scenario for me to rapid spin. I don't know if I one-shot you. Personally, I would always go for defog on the off chance that you survive. I did 6%. %. If I kill the place to stay, fuck it, we'll go for it. It doesn't kill. He defogs and he already roosted. Okay. Okay then. Alright, so we get Chi-Yu in and get a kill here. Whew! Fuck, this was hard. And it's still so far from over, which I love. Clodsire comes in. We want that gone. We want that gone. Choice card Clodsire outspeeds Chi-Yu. I'm kidding. Now this means he can't get rocks back up, which is dope. He now knows I'm Specs though. But rocks can't leave and rocks can't go up. So he asked for Corviknight. Huh? I tricked you a choice Specs, young man. And I'm pretty sure. So let me think. If I go here and he defogs, because he wants these rocks gone. What's the worst case? I don't one shot. Based on the fact that I. Okay, so he went. That was a stupid ass play. If I went for. When I can Terra Dark here and kill him. Terra Dark. You're definitely going for the attack. It would mean Goldengo. Yeah, let's go for it. If he, yeah, so Gyropol's gone. Man, I can't believe he went to Corviknight. I probably would have one shot based on how much it did to the Donphan couldn't even kill with close combat, so it's probably max defense. But because what I'm banking on, I'm banking on this being either Orb or Banded. Rotom being able to solve this little nuisance of a problem here. Great Tusk is no longer required. Crunches. So he's banded. Okay, which means Ironvaliant comes in. Because you're not doing 31 to me. So this has solid defense and quad resist. Yeah, even with a defense drop, I'm straight. Oh, and the Rocky Helmet came in clutch. Isn't that funny? I'm focused. Double the Great Tusk gives me a guaranteed kill. Blasted. I'm focused blasting. There's no reason to do this. If I hit it, then it's just a done deal. How much did Moonblast do earlier? 24%. Yeah. Okay. So he's dead. So he's max defense. Come on! Fuck! Yo, that was such an important mon because I'm pretty sure he specs you. Oh no, that was actually a really big deal. How the fuck did I shouldn't have risked that. If he specs you, it literally just dawned on me. If he specs you, I'm in trouble. It's not the end of the world, but and having that Ironvaliant for the Dondozo, yeah. So that was a pretty sloppy play on my end, truth be told. So Xianpao or Resac, and then get the Rotom free switch. Actually opts for Sucker Punch. That's fucking amazing. So we know you're banded. So we go Rotom here. Positionally, Rotom is amazing. He goes Archie, which I figured he would. That was a good play though. That was the good play. I made this game really difficult all of a sudden. If he specs you, I don't think he one-shots Rotom. But I made this a potential speed tie and coming down to my Corviknight, which never should have been the deal. Yeah, this was a too simple of a win for me to have just tossed it, honestly. Fuck! Again, completely deserved. So now I have to hope that Rotom gets... no, it doesn't even come down to that. He just wins with the Xianpao. So guys, absolutely my fault. I didn't, no, fair enough. I was like, okay, well, there's no risk in Gallade going for the Moonblast. But truth be told, I go Goldengo there and there's no risk. I don't need the Goldengo anymore. Especially because the Corviknight was the only thing. So I didn't think there was any chance of the Gallade doing less than 22%. I thought there was a 0% chance. So guarantee kill there, the game is over. But you always want to because I didn't think about how I could lose the game. And so my opponent got every hacks he needed, every bit of hacks possible, and pulled it through. And so now, yeah, now his Xianpao, which should never have had a shot, has a shot. Yeah, so I don't know why I just tossed this game just now. I'm deeply upset with myself for this, but it is what it is. Maybe he'll like do some stupid. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do, you win. Because Xianpao outspeeds everything on my team at this point and just wins with crunch. So even if I win the speed tie and magically do some weird shit. Yeah, so there goes our... So that would have put us at like maybe 18, 20 something. We'll get the points back. I'm really annoyed by that. I mean, again, opponent had to get like every potential luck ever to even stay in that game. But that was completely my fault. Got cocky at the end. Okay, how could I possibly lose? Yeah, hurry up and die to the Moonblast, whatever. And he didn't die. But, you know, you live, you learn. Now we know. I don't know if that's just a really mixed Corviknight, because it was just taking everything. Not as if it was one extreme or the other. I don't know. I lived the fucking Moonblast and lived the close combat. So, and was gonna potentially live the Dark Pulse on Chi-Yu. I don't regret the Chi-Yu play though. The Chi-Yu play was correct. We don't want him defogging there, particularly because he was Specs and Banded. So that game was over. But yeah, you live, you learn, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.